Hello, everyone. You are back with Triple D, or a daily dose of Derra. That took a little bit of work to say. So, this segment that we are doing today is called QTNA, Questions That Need Answers. Yesterday, I was on a call with my friend, and the challenge was to answer these questions and apply the answers to your daily life. So, we're just going to start off. I'm going to ask some questions. Feel free to write these down, put them in the comments. Think about the answers, personalize it, whatever it is that you want to do. So, before we begin, this is a safe space. The goal is for us to create a space all around the world where you feel welcomed, you feel comfortable, you feel confident, and leave with a little something that leads you to being whole and complete and living a healthier life. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we have to set the scene. So the quote that we're going to start off with is, "People cannot behave beyond what they believe." So let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. Oh, and like, comment, and subscribe, of course. Share this video with someone. The goal is to help ourselves and help others in the meantime. So what do y'all think about that quote? And with that being said, let's go with the first question. Let me know though in the comments, don't forget. So question number 1, I have my notepad with me, so that's what I'll be looking at if you're noticing what I'm looking down. Have you ever been held back from speaking up because you were scared of judgment? That's a great question. So me personally, I have definitely held back from speaking up because I was scared of judgment. I feel like before this journey that I'm on right now, a lot of times I held my tongue. Even now that I'm thinking about it, even recently, like today, I was mindful of what I was saying, and I didn't say certain things because I didn't want to be judged. Even though I knew I was already being judged, I just was like, no, we're not going to say that. We're going to wait for a better time. And I feel like a lot of that stems from the things that I've gone through as I've grown up as an adult. So a lot of times we talk about childhood, birth to 18 or birth to 17. 18 and up is really when a lot of habits formed for me. A lot of experiences deeply hurt me, and I started to perceive things a lot differently. So I feel like now I am trying to break that habit of not speaking up because I'm scared of judgment. And it really takes a lot of courage to say when you're afraid to speak up because of something. Because a lot of times I've seen and heard people say, like, and even myself will know, I just have heard people say, I'm going to speak my mind. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not scared of anyone. But remember, we're not talking about being afraid of anyone. We're talking about being scared of judgment. That's a little different, And for me, I feel like it's just different coming from my loved ones, friends, people that I look up to or appreciate, it's a little different. But also, now that I think about it, even when I'm interacting with strangers or people that I cross paths with, I'm super, super mindful of what I say because I've been on the other end of experiencing people with reckless mouths that don't think that I have feelings or emotions. So, yeah. Or don't care about them and just say whatever and hope I make it out fine. So yeah, I am super mindful, and I don't oftentimes say things because of the judgment, but hopefully that's something I can work through. Remember, the goal is healing. So yeah, hopefully that's something I can work through. I am not limiting myself in that area. Okay, so question number 2. What is one thing Okay, no, that's not what it says. I'm actually gonna do. No, I'm gonna do this question. What's one step you can take toward your growth today? One step that I can take towards my growth today, it'll be to complete the task that I put on my mind to complete before I go to sleep. There are certain things today I told myself I'm going to do, and growth for me will be completing those steps, because up until recently I would start something and wouldn't finish. But I'm not in that season anymore. I'm in a season of starting and completing, investing in myself, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. All those things are very important to me. The 8 levels of wellness, it may be like the 8 steps of wellness or categories of wellness. That's something that I'm really, really interested in growing within, because I feel like just for me, completing those areas will help me live a self-sufficient life, and that's my goal. That's what helps me feel closest to freedom, is when I am accomplishing areas of independence. Those are things that matter to me. And so yeah, I feel like, so one step I can take towards growth today will be completing the tasks that I said I was going to complete. And you all are witnessing one of the tasks. So yeah. Okay, next question. And remember, you're supposed to be answering these questions with me. So don't just be sitting there watching me evaluating what I have going on right now. You need to be putting the pedal to the metal and answering these questions for yourself. Write them down, save them for later, or answer as we go. As you're watching this, put them in the comments. You never know who you can help with speaking up. That's the goal. So yes. Okay. How does being persistent play a role in your growth? That's a good one. For me, persistence, it's mandatory. It's mandatory in your growth. You have to be willing to continue the race with a firm foot forward. Not ending the race too soon because you're not comfortable continuing, or you feel like you should give up because there's things that's popped up in the way, or things are not looking as pleasant as you want them to look. So you're like, nah, I shouldn't continue. I've been there, done that, but this is not the season for that. This season is the season to be consistently moving forward towards your growth. Remember, it's a saying, and it's one of my favorite sayings recently: slow motion is still motion, right? So persistence is just the ability to continue forward even in the midst of everything else. That's my opinion. And I feel like it partners with resilience, being able to bounce back when hardships come your way or distractions come your way and try to take you off course. So hopefully that answers that question. Okay, so the next question is, why is it important to know who you are before stepping into a challenge? Now, this is not an area that I felt was necessary until recently. It's so important to know who you are before stepping into a challenge, because if you don't know who you are, you'll fall for anything. You will think everyone has the same heart as you. You'll think, and I can't speak for anyone else, but I know I've thought that everyone had the same heart as me, that people's word was their bond, that what you see is what you get, And knowing what I know now, knowing that trauma affects the ability to differentiate. I can't say that for everyone, but I know for me, trauma put blinders on my ability to differentiate, to separate people's opinions from my opinions, to separate what people thought about me in comparison to what I felt about myself or thought about myself. So the closer I've gotten to knowing myself in this stage of my life, it's been a game changer. It's been so beneficial. Yeah, it's been so beneficial. Like, it has made the largest impact, and it has skyrocketed me from where I started to where I am today. So knowing who you are is a necessity, even if you only know the version of yourself that you are right now today, and you learn who you become, or you learn who you were before along the way. Like, I think that's okay, because hindsight is 2020. You know, you look back and you're like, I understand that now. Okay, I see that clearly. I get it. But sometimes along the way, all you really will know is this version of yourself. And I think that's okay as well. All right, next question. Are y'all still here? Are y'all still paying attention and gathering? I hope y'all are okay. I know this is different. You may not see anyone else doing what we're doing here or having these conversations, but it doesn't take away from the impact. These conversations are so important, so meaningful, and these conversations expand our minds. I know it's expanded my mind, and it's helping me become more comfortable speaking my truth. So yeah, I hope y'all are still with me, paying attention. Click that like button, subscribe if you already haven't, and feel free to follow me on my other platforms. Okay, we're almost finished, so let's continue on. How does asking for guidance show maturity? How does asking for guidance show maturity? I low-key wanted to say it like the old heads or the older people say it, like maturity. No, wait. I don't think anyone says it like that. I just feel like I've heard that before. OMG. Okay, so how does asking for guidance show maturity? This is a good one, because asking for guidance shows humility for sure. Shows humility for sure. And let me make sure I see the question. It shows maturity because I used to think I knew it all. And I used to think that my opinion mattered the most. No, you wouldn't have heard me say it aloud. No, you probably wouldn't have even felt it if you were around me. But subconsciously, that's what I felt like. And I can look back and say that because I'm able to evaluate my actions. I would ask a lot of questions to people. A lot of questions. You know, I would spend time getting to know people. I would spend time connecting with others, because I feel like the biggest blessing is when you hear someone else's story and learn from it and don't make the same mistakes. I feel like it's a beautiful way to gift someone in life, just to let them know that you paid attention by learning from their mistakes. Because who wouldn't want that? Also, I had a friend tell me that when I take their advice, it lets me know that I value them and the friendship. So whenever you're able to go to someone and ask for guidance, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like it puts you at a place where you are open to learn, open to listen, and you're wearing humbleness all over you. And it takes a mature person to do that, right? It takes someone that's willing to put themselves as a lesser in that conversation to really say, hey, I need help. I need guidance. I need to figure out how to go down a better direction. So yeah, I feel like it shows maturity in that way. All right, a couple more, then we'll close up. Why do you feel like you are not good enough? Don't read me my rights like that. Like, do not. Okay, so why do you feel like you're not good enough? My mind was trying to go blank in order to cope with that question, just to tuck away my thoughts. But I'm going to push through and challenge myself. Why do you feel like you're not good enough? Why do I feel like I'm not good enough? I feel like I'm not good enough because no matter how many people have told me I was beautiful, or no matter how many encouraging words that I've gotten, success has always been my standard. That's the standard that I was raised upon. That's the standard I was trained to pursue. That route is to be successful, and that being married equals success. Having children and raising them well equals success. Having a I was going to say a successful job, but having a career that's considered upper echelon, higher up, is considered success. So because I know myself, and I know, okay, I'm not married right now. I don't even have a boyfriend. I don't have anyone that I'm getting to know. I'm really trying to heal right now, and I don't have children right now. I love my career path. I'm in the mental health field. I enjoy learning about how to create safe spaces and teach people why they should desire having a positive mental space. I think that's beautiful. Though I know God loves me and I know that I'm loved, it's felt like love wasn't enough to make me feel good enough based off of the world's standards. When it's just me and the noise is tuned off, you know, I'm in my space, and I'm grateful to be sitting in an apartment that God blessed me with. I'm sitting in an apartment that I worked hard for. I am looking at you all, literally looking in the mirror at someone who is an overcomer, a lover, kind-hearted, feisty, fun, outgoing, beautiful on the inside and out. That reminds me that I'm good enough, you know? But I'm still learning how to walk out of these doors, how to walk out of this door and feel good enough in a world that says if you are in tune with your emotions, that makes you emotional and you should get that in order. Or a world that says you're not good enough until you show us you're good enough, until you prove to us on our standards that you're good enough. And even then, that standard may fluctuate. It may move up and down like a roller coaster. So you may be good enough today, but tomorrow, shoot your best shot. Being in those type of atmospheres that don't always give you grace and favor and don't look at me as a human being with emotions and feelings, because I'm not always wearing my heart on the sleeve with people, places, or moments that are not a safe space for me, it makes me feel judged. And it makes me feel like I'm not good enough. It makes me feel like I'm lowly. It makes me feel like I'm not appreciated or valued. And it's something that's not talked about often. When you are someone that's chosen for a great purpose to go down a great path, to be a great leader. And the greatest leader is the best servant. You know, someone that's willing to do the hard work, do the grunt work, be there for the one out of the 99. People oftentimes look down on those positions. They oftentimes look down on those people. It's something that just came back to my memory. I remember saying it, and I said, you could give the clothes off your back to someone and they'll turn around and ask you why you're naked. That's been the story of my life up until this point. But I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I am not less than. I am more than that storyline. So now I feel good enough. I feel valuable. I feel comfortable saying positive things about myself. Whereas before, I couldn't tell you that I would have been as comfortable. You know? I can't tell you I would have said kind things about myself and not thought of myself as cocky or anything else. So, no, I don't believe I feel like I'm not good enough in this moment. But those are the reasons why I haven't felt good enough up until this point. Whew, that was a mouthful, huh? This whole vulnerability being the blueprint, as my friend says, and leading my own pack down my own lane and just trusting that it's all gonna be okay. It's not as easy as people make it seem. I can't even say people, because I have always been privy to knowing the behind the scenes and understanding that it's not what it looks like. But it just takes some work. But I heard someone say, I was watching this live this week, and someone commented and said, they said, what we're doing requires hard work, but I would rather be working hard than doing nothing. I would rather be working hard than sitting around doing nothing. And don't get me wrong, sometimes doing nothing is a reset and it's necessary. But in this season of my life, I'll gas no brakes until it's time to slow down and pace myself, you know? It's always going to be, I'm balanced. I believe in balance. But right now, I'm just trying my best to give my best, to be my best, because I want to get to know myself as well. I want to get to know who I am outside of who everyone is telling me I am. So hopefully you all are learning something about yourself, because oftentimes we cross people's paths just to see who we are. Like, they're just a reflection. So I'm hoping to be a reflection of the best sides of you all. So yeah. All right. I know I said a couple more earlier, but we're getting there. We're coming to a close. I hope y'all are still feeling good. I hope you're still here for the journey along the way. All right. What's something you need to be assertive about in your life? What is something you need to be assertive about in your life? I'm like trying to think. I need to be assertive about my success. I need to be assertive about my needs. I need to be assertive about my respect. I need to be assertive about my happiness. Yeah, like, I need to be comfortable being assertive about those things because they're non-negotiable. I'm not here to negotiate my peace. I'm not here to negotiate my joy. I'm not here to negotiate my paycheck. Like, I'm not here to negotiate my worth. Like, what are we talking about? You know? So yeah, that's something for me to be assertive about, because my respect is what I stand on, you know? And they say if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Well, I'm standing for all things good. And now that I've said it, I feel like I'm really going to have to stand on it. But it'll be okay. I am here to learn and grow and heal. And this is the journey that it takes. And I'm going to bring you all with me. I'm going to bring you all with me along this journey. So hopefully you can get something from it and see that the formula works. The blueprint works. That's the goal, for you all to see that and not sit in your suffering any longer, but to know that you can create the life that you want to live. You know, I've heard someone say it like this, like, what did they say? Who's leading your ship, or who's the pilot of your ship? It's like, and they encouraged us to have God co-pilot or lead it with us, or lead the ship and we follow. I can't remember, but the consensus of it is to get your blueprint, figure out what you want to do, talk with God about it, get the yes, the no's, the maybe so's, read the word, feel your spirit, do some deep breathing, you know, inhale in your nose, hold it in, let it out your mouth, you know, like really take some time to center yourself, journal, figure out coping skills that work for you, not just coping skills that give you good energy, you know, like listening to music, which I love, but also coping skills like grounding, putting your bare feet on the grass, and really becoming one with the earth. So that way you can have energy flowing out of you and positive energy flowing in you. I don't know where I was going with that point, but I hope y'all got something from it. And if you use any of those coping skills, let me know. Remember, this is a daily dose of Derra, triple D's. So it's like, you need to leave with something, and those are the things that I recommend. And it's an individual journey. What works for one may not work for everyone else, but when it works for you, you'll know it, and you can use it for a lifetime. All right. This is the last question I have written down, so let's get to it. What's stopping you from asking God for what you need? What is stopping you from doing that? Nothing. You know what? Get out your pencils. Go get your journals. Let's do it now. Why not? Let's do it together. Let me get comfortable. All right. So I'm going to teach y'all how I like to journal. You can journal and do it on your own. You don't have to, but I'm going to show you my way just to give you something to go off of. All right. So we're going to put today's date. I believe, girl, y'all go look on your phone and see the date, because I almost wrote the wrong one. All right, put today's date in the corner. That's where I put it. If you want to put it somewhere else, that's totally fine. We're going to write a question. The question is, what's stopping you from asking God for what you need? What's stopping you from asking God for what you need?
King of kings, ruler of my everything. Hosanna forever, we worship you. Hosanna forever, we worship you.
Okay, just like that. I'm finished. If you're not finished, please keep writing. If you didn't do it, that's okay. I hope you enjoyed watching me, and I hope I looked good in the meantime. No shade. Don't tell me if I didn't look good. None of that energy around these parts. Positivity only, unless you need some support, encouragement, prayer, and advice. All right. So that's the last question I had. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, you are the blueprint. So there's no one ahead of you, right? That's laying the foundation. There's people that you can look to that can inspire you, but don't put anyone on a pedestal, because you are figuring this thing out and you are learning how to heal, how to grow, and how to maneuver. Keep God ahead. Keep God first, you know. If you don't know God, that's okay. Put some questions below. Maybe you'll connect with someone that can help you. But remember, all the answers you need are from within. They're within you. They're within you. So don't be afraid to dive deep. Go within. And don't be afraid to lean outward into a community. Don't be afraid to ask questions. But just no judgment. No judgment, no shame. Especially not while you're trying to be vulnerable. Please stay away from stressful things. And the last thing I want to leave you with is to ask God to help you understand who you are and who God says that you can be. That's all I have to today. Thank you for joining me with a daily dose of Derra or Triple D. Please have a great morning, evening, or afternoon. Whenever you are seeing this, you are loved, you are valued. And if you don't have a safe space, I hope you found one here with me. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be... the Daily Dose of Derra wouldn't be the same without you. I was gonna say I wouldn't be me without you, but baby, I would be. I would still be me, because that's who I'm challenged to be. So thank you so much. Let's do some affirmations to close out this beautiful, beautiful moment. So I'm going to ask you a question that I feel like will help you see how you feel about yourself, if you feel any positive things or ways about yourself, and then I'll do this activity with you. So what are 3 things that are good about you? What are 3 things that are good about you? Just say them out loud. Or you could say them in your mind, write them down, whatever you want to do. All right, so let's start one at a time. One great thing about me in this new season, I'm claiming it. I am courageous. I am courageous. All right, so what's one good thing about you? Hello, say it with me. Let me know. Okay, great. Let's go on to the next thing. Let's pick one more great thing about you. What's something that you do well? I am resilient. I always bounce back. No matter what's thrown at me, no matter what happens in life, I bounce back, and I bounce back more healed than when I started. That was a good one. And I'm speaking that in faith, baby. What? You have what you say. So say things that you mean. Okay, so last one. What's one more thing that you may not even feel about yourself, but you want to feel about yourself? So in this moment, you're going to say it, and say it with full confidence. Okay, I got mine. I am healed, healthy, whole, and complete, and there is nothing lacking or slacking in my life that I want or need. Everything that I have loves me, and I love everything that I have just as kindly. That was good, huh? Right off the dome, you know? Thank you so much again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Peace, love, always. Cheers to a new beginning.